We grow our birds in totally enclosed houses for one simple reason: control. A house such as this one not only gives us more control over our heating and cooling costs, but it also gives us more control over the environment within the poultry house. The more control we have over the environment, the more control we have over bird performance, health, and welfare. One aspect of the poultry house environment we like to control is light, specifically day length and light intensity. Now, there's a lot of opinions as to what is the right day length and what is the right light intensity, but in general, we're looking between probably 2 and 5 foot candles during the first few days of the flock, and decreasing that to between 1 and maybe 0.2 foot candles at the end of the flock. One of the challenges facing poultry producers is that direct sunlight is between 5 and 10,000 foot candles. As a result, any opening we have in the side wall, such as an air inlet, potentially allows the introduction of high intensity light beams into the house, making it very difficult to control light intensity. Further complicating matters is that inlets are opening and closing throughout the day. So we can potentially have the house go from very bright to very dark, very bright to very dark over the course of the day. One of the simplest methods of reducing the amount of light coming from outside the house is through the installation of a simple inlet hood or inlet shades such as this one. Now, these don't totally eliminate the light coming from outside, but they do dramatically reduce it. Specifically, they eliminate direct sunlight from entering the house, which tends to be our biggest problem. This is a well-designed inlet hood. We have a 10-inch inlet behind this hood, and the hood has openings at the bottom of about 10 inches and up at the top of about 8 inches. So the hood opening or shade opening is much larger than the inlet opening itself, which maximizes the amount of air we can get through the inlet, as well as doesn't disturb how the air enters the house through the air inlet. Here we have an inlet hood that looks very similar to the previous hood, but the fact is this one is very different. We have the same 10-inch inlet behind this hood, but instead of having a 10-inch opening the bottom and an 8-inch opening the top, this hood only has a 6-inch opening at the bottom and the top is closed off. Yes, there's a little bit of opening around the sides of it, but the fact is the inlet hood opening is smaller than the inlet opening itself. In fact, in this specific case, we are reducing the inlet capacity by 20%. So instead of being able to operate 6 tunnel fans through our inlets, we can only operate between 4 and 5 tunnel fans through our inlets. There are a number of different types of hoods that you can install on poultry house sidewall inlets that will reduce the amount of light coming from outside. The thing to keep in mind is that though we want to minimize the amount of light coming from outside, we don't want to restrict the air moving capacity of our inlets. To avoid this problem, all you have to do is keep in mind is that the hood opening should be roughly 50% larger than the inlet opening that it's feeding. If you can do that, you can pretty much be assured that you'll be able to ventilate your houses properly when using your inlets.